News of the Walker's journey has spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Numerous unrecorded star systems have fallen. Reports of a supermassive black hole peaked for a time, only to rapidly recess when the true nature of the threat became apparent. But your galaxy's been warned. You've been warned, and you have time, and though tensions are running high, people are managing. Life is going on. The question on everybody's mind is just, what can we do? And if the answer is that the walker is inevitable and that all you can do is nothing, then why not carry on as if nothing had changed at all? But you can't carry on like that, can you? If you could, you wouldn't be coming together like this. You wouldn't be sailing through the wild duck cluster on your way to the depot town of Lagoon Carina, owned by DBA Fuels, a rustic little backwater where it's rumored spacefaring types with a mind to make a difference have begun to gather. Your ships are on approach to the depot's docking bay, and as we draw in toward Lagoon Carina, why don't we go around the table and tell us who's piloting those ships?
So we're all in like separate little big boy ships.
You can come together if you want.
I mean, I'd imagine like if you have a ship, you'd be going on your own.
Yeah, I'd probably arrive solo in like one of those small little, like smaller solo one-person ships, because I'm a epic cool badass like that. I guess.
A fighter.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, you're probably poor as shit, so you're flying like a courier, little small one-man pilot thing. I mean, I'd imagine like giving Max's work. Max, my character, the barkeep, is not riding a ship on his own. He probably booked a flight over on some sort of. I'm imagining some sort of like public transport thing, something he bought a ticket to.
Oh, there's definitely.
I did that as well. Who knows?
You've all taken the bus to Lagoon Carina.
Excuse you.
Okay.
I am Seth King, the one-armed bandit, and I have the money to pay for a private charter.
You don't have the arm to pilot a ship.
Yeah, I need someone to fly me.
All right. Well, let's start by telling us a little bit about yourselves. Even whether you're on the bus or on a private jet, and we'll just go in order. Egg, why don't you go first?
Okay. So, let's see. I guess I should do some character, huh?
You can just like introduce the character and then start as the character.
My name is Otto Starcrosser, bounty hunter, occasional collaborator with the Court of Eyes. I'm here because I've heard reports that somewhere about this region, the evil, I guess, cult, the evil cult, I think it's called the New Equation. They are around these parts, and I've been assigned, I guess, kill a bunch of them or something like that. I don't know.
That sure is one way to deal with a cult. Excellent. Holstein, you're up.
Yeah, sure. So I'll be playing Max. His full name is second.
Also, this push-to-talk thing is really wonky on a phone because it constantly turns off.
If it's giving you trouble, just switch it back to regular.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just keep quiet.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, so thanks. I'll be playing Max. Max is a barkeep, basically. He travels around the galaxy looking for flavors and liquors because as a little kid, he just found his quest. His life quest is basically to prepare the perfect beverage for everyone and anything in the universe. So what he has been doing his whole life is traveling around maybe you've seen him in taverns and hidey holes, speakeasies around the galaxy. He works part times, just little jobs on the side on each station he stops at.
He's
Basically,
gonna
just
take us to Flavor Town.
yeah, just taking people to Flavor Town. Most of the time for free. So all you know about him is just he's a good, cool guy. He'll give you a good drink, and it doesn't have to be alcoholic. He's not like a traditional barkeep. He's just gonna make you something that you will like. And if you don't like it, he will try to find something to like. So his real reason to try and save the galaxy is that he has not finished his quest yet. He wants to find the perfect mixer, to find the perfect drink, something to, something perfect for everyone, something that everyone will like. So right now his motivation is, well, someone has to deal with that shit, and if no one's gonna do it, might as well be me.
Excellent. I'm sure he'll figure out the anti-thirst equation. Lorraine, you're up next.
My name is...
Sorry, the anti-thirst equation is humorous.
My name is Seth King, also known in the galaxy as the One-Armed Bandit. Ever since I was a child, everything always seemed to go my way. I don't know what it was, but I would win every game with my folks, win every game with my friends. Honestly, it didn't make me that many friends in the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet they hated your ass.
As I grew older, I started to utilize my lucky abilities to better myself, and not in like a personal way, but like a financial way. I needed money, and the best way to get money would be to bet on anything going on, whether it was a game of Yahtzee or a game of space Yahtzee. It could be any of that. But as the years go on, you can't win so many games without making a few enemies. And now I don't have a place to call home. So I just wander the galaxy, trying to find my next big score, or just someplace to chill out. I don't know. I kind of always make the wrong move at the end of the day. I honestly don't know why I'm coming here beyond the fact that it's a new solar system where nobody wants to fucking kick me out yet. So I just happen to be strolling through.
Valid.
The Wild Duck Cluster is one of the safer parts of the galaxy. The effects of the long walk that is trailing behind the walker have not rippled the galaxy as far as you can see. We'll get into that later. Right now, you're all pulling into the depot, and sticking off the side of the Lagoon Carina station, you can see what looks like a wooden boat. It's enormous. It seems sort of the wrong scale to be parked inside the station, and there's a gangplank extending into the station from outside.
Okay, so we're walking around the dock. We just got off for public transport.
Yeah, you've arrived.
Okay, question. Do we actually, like any of our characters, know about Laguna Carina, like more than the name?
Well, tell you what, you can spend a little bit of action if you'd like to get a look at the local directory and, get your bearings a little bit.
Anyone want to do that? Just want to explore around like an idiot.
Well, I'll use some action to try to find the best place to swindle some people out of money.
Oh no.
I'll just head straight to the nearest. If there's like an information broker here or something, I guess I could spend an action. Actually, I'll spend I guess 1 point of action to see if there's like, I don't know, like an information broker or whatever you'd call them, someone who could help me find the quarry that I'm looking for.
All right, excellent. So, how much action would you like to spend on that?
Let's see. Just I'll spend 2.
Okay, with an expenditure of 2 action, I can give you 2 major details about your location. The The first is that you are not far from several restaurants. Lagoon Carina is a fairly rural environment. It's a town of about 3,000 people. Everybody knows everybody, and everything's on Main Street. The second thing that you learn through your sniffing around is that your party is being flagged down by someone in a brown jumpsuit. And he seems quite excitable. He's probably in his 50s, couple of 100 pounds. His boots are, he's got his jumpsuit tucked into his boots, and he's waving both of his arms at you. He'd love to talk to you.
Okay, so we're all together now, or are we just like a big party just got off the boat?
That's up to you, baby. He wants to talk to all of you, but you can be wherever.
Yeah, I think you're just walking down the docks. You probably see that guy. He's probably looking for new blood. So, yeah, I would probably go down and talk to him. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go talk to him yet. I'm going to go to the the restaurant or the bar or whatever, and I'm gonna ask around because it's so the logic here being it's a small town. If everybody knows everybody. And there's rumors of new equation here, then if everybody knows everybody, then those guys are going to be real fucking strangers. So I'm going to go ask at the bars or the restaurant and bar or whatever, see if anybody might know where those people might be.
Okay, we can do that first. And then
Holstein and Egg are split. Lorraine, where are you in all this?
I obviously don't know these two clowns yet. But I see this guy waving his arms, and I think to myself, "Ooh, this guy wants to say hi," and so I go say hi to him.
I think to myself, "Ooh, woo."
Okay, cool. So this is how this breaks down. We're gonna do Egg's scene first. Egg's going to the restaurant.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the restaurant you go to is called the Lucky Lizard. It used to be a bar, but they just took the bottle out of the lizard's hand and put a chicken drumstick in the ceramic statue's hand instead. And as you go inside, it's warmly lit. They've got booths. It's diner style with the wraparound bar and the milkshake machines behind it. And you can take a seat if you like, and a server will see you very shortly.
Yeah, I would imagine I look rather suspicious wearing, the mask and everything. Well, it's just a little.
Look at you got to rob the place.
How did I describe it? Yeah, the cloth mask. Just a mask. I don't know if this is technically within Eye's territory or not, but whatever.
All right. So, are you taking a seat, or what you doing?
I don't know. I just want to walk up to the dude. What kind of restaurant is this? Can I just walk up to the
Oh yeah, it's not a Pizza Hut affair where you wait to be seated. You can
wait, Pizza Hut. You don't.
Have you been to a Pizza Hut where you stand at the front and go, "I'd like a table for two, please"?
Max has been to the fucking fancy Pizza Hut. Jesus.
They have the good Pizza Hut out here.
I'm imagining if it used to be a bar. I mean the bar is still there, so you could.
The bar is still there, yeah. So you heading over?
Yeah, I'll walk up to the bartender or walk up to the bar and the bartender, and I'll lean my big furry kitty arms, which you can't see because they're covered, on the what do you call it? The wood
counter?
Bar table thing, yeah, the counter.
Gotcha.
And I will, politely inquire after the I'll go and I'll lean over there and I'll say something like, I'll lean over. I'll pull out this sheaf of paper. It's like a wanted poster, sort of, for some random. Let's see, what did I call them? The new equations. Some random new equation members or like a specific sect of them, and I'll say something like, I've been informed that a sect of new equation members may be operating out of this area. It seems like a small town. Have you seen anything, any of them around here, or have you seen anything suspicious?
The woman behind the counter is about 7 feet tall. She is insectoid. She has 4 arms. 2 of them are cleaning cups, while the other is sort of dealing with the taps. She's wearing an apron that's striped. It's white and blue, and there's a name tag on it that says Laura. And she turns to you and gives you a long look and gives your papers a long look, and she says, "Hun, I don't see much behind this bar. I know faces and names, but you're gonna have to give me more than that. And around here, we like to say hello before we get down to business. I don't know where you're from, but in Elsie, it's a little different."
I roll my eyes a little, and I'm like, well, in that case, can you point me to someone who might know?
Well, most folks, when they show up, they tend to stick around the depot. That is where most folks get their information. But seeing as you've come to a bar and we broker in beverages, mostly I can fix you up a nice margarita. Hun, I don't know what you need, but I am not Wikipedia. I am not Google Maps. You're gonna have to work with me here if you need anything from me.
Space Wikipedia.
I'll just go, fine, I'll take the margarita, and then I pay for
Gonna
it and leave.
leave a bad Yelp review on the Lucky Lizard.
Yeah, and then I leave a bad Yelp review, and it just says, wouldn't help me find the colt or something like that. It just says that.
She mixes you a margarita, and actually it completely kicks ass. She's very skilled with all 4 of her hands, and maybe that bumps your Yelp review up from 1 star to like 3. But in the process of drinking it, you actually gain 1 action point back.
Oh, sick. I have 2.
So, Iggy, fill your zine. What are you gonna do?
Well, now that I've paid for it, I drink it and I leave. I would imagine that the reason I headed over there was because I didn't really see anything out of the ordinary in the port or the whatever the fuck. Let's see. What else? What else is there? I guess I'll just keep, wandering around town more, keeping watch for anything that might be a little suspicious.
Excellent. We're going to bounce back over to Holstein and Lorraine then, and we are going to see what the depot's doing. So y'all are running up on the gentleman who's waving at you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we walk to, Max walks to the guy, and he just looks at him, raises an eyebrow.
Wait, how many pounds did you say he was? Like a couple hundred?
He's a couple 100 pounds. He's a portly gentleman, about 5 foot.
That's Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Oh, Jesus. So Max just walks up to him, looks him like head to toe, just raises an eyebrow and said, "Can I help you?"
Very closely behind Max is Seth running up, going, "Hello, new friend!"
Oh, jeez. Okay, I step to the side, a little startled.
Well, you can see a name tag on this gentleman's chest as well. It's embroidered onto his jumpsuit. It says his name is Early. And he looks at you both and he says, well, it is so good to have visitors. I don't know if you can tell from the smoke that is starting to fill the depot, but I am in desperate need of your assistance, and you 2 strapping folks look like you'd be just a solution to my problem.
Smoke? Can we tell the source of the smoke? Is it just coming from inside the building?
Behind him, in the large wooden ship, you can literally see fire behind the portholes, and there is gushing black smoke pouring off the gangplank.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
That seems to be quite the problem you have there, Early. My name is Seth, and I'd be glad to lend my assistance.
With one arm.
Well, we're always glad when someone can lend a hand.
Yep, the only one I got.
I just look over his shoulder and just like as we notice the raging, roaring fire, I just peel my eyes back and just say, don't you guys have like a fire department or something?
Oh, they're handling the fire. That's not the issue. Issue is the smoke. It's dealing with our oxygen recyclers. It's choking them up, and we're all going to suffocate no matter how much water we throw on that. So what we actually need is a recycler part from the nearby the junkyard on the other end of town. Do you think I could send y'all over to do a little pick-me-up for you? There's a few space bucks in it for you.
Oh, you need a runner. Yeah, sure, I can help you. And this, what was your name, buddy?
My name is Seth.
Yeah, me and Seth can go pick it up quick if you really need it, I guess. Where
would
was
be-
the junkyard again?
Oh, it's just at the far end of Main Street. You're going to have to go up, take a left at the end of Main, then go on to Lemon Avenue, and right at the end, you're going to take 2 rights and a left, and you'll be right there.
Uh-huh.
Before I agree to this, Early, how big are these recycling parts usually?
Oh, an oxygen recycler is about as big as a coffee can. I do need 2 or 3 of them, but they're easy to spot. They're bright blue, and as soon as they get in contact with the air, they start whistling.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that for you.
Well, all right, boys. You are going to be doing Early Dean a big favor. The door to get out the depot is right over there. We will get your ships all cleaned up, sparkling like you've never seen them before. I guess we have to for the bus, but for your private vessel, free of charge. Thank you very much.
He's gonna take your shit.
It's on my ship. I just bought it.
Don't worry.
Fuck
They
that.
can have it. It's not mine. I just chartered a fucking flight.
We just bought a chart. Like, you can have the ship, buddy. We don't care. Hey,
All right.
So Eggy didn't notice the giant fucking smoke.
Oh, he noticed. He just didn't care.
Okay, so we're all just gonna fucking die. Okay, so me and Seth, Max and Seth are just gonna try to follow his very bad directions to the junkyard. By the way, are we considering this this little part as a hike, right?
Yeah, until a fight is declared, we are all on a hike.
Okay, so we're gonna try to follow his
anyway.
directions at a brisk pace. A brisk pace to try to find the oxygen filters. Oxygen filters?
So, as you're headed up Main Street following his directions, you spot a certain Otto who's drifting between stores.
Oh, yeah. I was actually thinking of something for this. I see them like run like really fast by me to get to the junkyard, and I'm like, what the fuck? Because that's like people aren't running around here usually. I would assume, small town kind of
Yeah.
backwater slow. So these
Definitely
two
look
guys,
pretty
these
suspicious.
dudes, one of them has only one arm, the other's got like a robot hand. They just come running by me. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna follow those guys. They don't seem exactly.
They seem like cult
unsuspicious people.
material.
Yeah, they seem rather suspicious. So I'm just gonna start tailing them. Haha, get it?
Yeah, that guy was just like talking equations out loud. I'm gonna follow him.
So,
Yeah.
you make it down the end of Front Street, and you turn on the Lemon Avenue. And as you're trying to get down to the end of Lemon Avenue, and you can see the landfill on kind of the other side of the road over the hills, there's a large metal cage and just mountains of junk. A gentleman stops your party, or rather, he throws his arms out, and he's wearing a sandwich board, and he tries to stop your party by looking and acting pretty buck wild. How do you want to respond to this gentleman? He's waving you down much in the same way that Mr. Early did. but he looks considerably more like someone who wants to sell you something.
He was wearing a sandwich board, right? What does it say?
Well, his sandwich board says, "Listen," in large red letters across the top. And then in 12-point Arial font under the word "listen" for the next 4 feet to the ground are just endless numbers. Just equations and trigonometry and diagrams.
Oh my god! Ah!
It's P. Like, it's just,
Okay.
just P.
Okay, well, I mean, obviously, you know, I get a little, my little kitty ears perk up at this, but they're under the hood, so you can't see it because I'm in disguise. And I'm still sort of tailing these other guys, and I don't know if they stop or to talk to this guy, but I definitely do. I definitely go up to him.
Oh,
Well, maybe not go up to him, but you know,
I definitely run up to him, waving my one arm and saying, "Hello, new friend."
I see that's going to be a theme.
God.
I like that.
Hello, new friend. Would you like to play cards with me? I'll take that sign of yours.
Well, you run up on this gentleman, and he says, excuse me one moment while I calibrate. He says, "Well, howdy. My name's Lee Hosta, and I'm just here spreading the good word. Y'all have a minute to set a spell and talk about that good math?"
Well, as I am a large fan of math myself, I am trying to fix some air filters. Can I come back later?
Oh, don't you worry about no filters. You just got to write the right numbers in your head, and if you believe hard enough, you will place those filters into place. I guarantee it.
That makes no fucking sense.
I mean, they're cultic. You don't have to.
I'm intrigued. How will these numbers help me with the filters, my good friend?
Well, to distract him, I try to like walk by his side and just walk through him.
I'm sorry, what are you trying to do?
Okay, so while Seth is talking to him, I just want to walk beside him. Like, go around.
Oh, sure, the more the merrier. As you approach, he throws his arms out and he's like, "Hey, come on."
Excuse me, sir. Still, I don't want to buy anything you're selling.
Oh, I'm not selling nothing. I am just giving the truth away.
Okay. Can I come back for it later?
As long as you promise to come back, because, boys, I cannot express this enough. This will set you free, change your life, and give you power unimaginable over your troubles.
Oh, so this isn't time sensitive. I can go fix the filters and then come right back.
Well, I'd prefer it if you spoke to me now. The time is ticking. I'm an older gentleman, and well, who knows how much longer I've got left.
What?
You just said you believed in the numbers. Couldn't you just like believe in yourself, write the round numbers, and you live forever?
Age is just a number, and it is always going up, baby.
Seth, this guy's insane. I'm just gonna go around and just distract him, okay?
Here, you go take care of the filters, and I will learn from our new friend.
Okay. Good luck with that. I'm just gonna go walk around him while Seth like talks to him.
Alright, we're gonna deal with the Lee Hosta situation first. We'll say that you're in transit to the junkyard, okay?
So we're gonna leave a hostage behind.
It's Hosta, like the houseplants.
Oh. Oh, okay. Let's go.
So, the mechanics of this encounter are pretty simple. You have come into contact with a pretty weird dude, and much like gathering information at the depot, it would be maybe interesting, valuable, worth your time to have a good look at this guy if you're going to hang out with him. So, how do you like to approach the Lee Hosta situation?
I'm still tailing them. there are a couple things I think I could do. I think one of them is I could just tail them, and when they get into a convenient position, I could run up and I could knock and I could knock this guy's ass out.
I'll be right
Or I
back.
could buddy up to him and like capture him some other way.
Okay,
Hmm.
so
Just knock him on his ass, Otto.
if you, depending on what decision you make, you will have to make a check against one of your stats. So if you want to make that decision on how you're going to treat Mr. Hosta, I will act accordingly.
Okay.
Also, I have some background music for being an Elsie Sagittarius. I'm going to patch that in now.
Oh no.
So, yeah, I thought I'm just gonna go with the first option. As soon as because I guess I got some like rope on me or something to restrain him with. And I have a little warrant for any not the arrest, but capture dead or alive any members of the new equation, even the more harmless sects like the one that this guy's a part of,
You
presumably.
just sound like an idiot, but okay, go ahead.
Whatever.
All right, so you run up on Lee, and
No, okay. I don't like run up on him in the middle of some crowded town square. I wait until they're actually no. I think I'll just.
they're just talking on the street corner, like under a street light.
Yeah.
It's not too
Yeah,
public.
I think I'll just sort of like pull out my iPhone or something and pretend to use it while I listen to them.
All right.
Waiting
In
for
that
them.
case, your information cost here is going to be action. How much would you like to learn?
Okay. Actually, I have 2 points left, so I'll just spend one.
All right. What you learn by watching Lee Hosta sort of wave his arms around and talk to our very lucky, very friendly gentleman for as long as he'll listen is well, other than the fact that he's pretty annoying, there's something unusual about the way he speaks. Every sentence seems to be kind of either in iambic pentameter or it is like carefully measured to be a certain number of words. And it's always accompanied by a little twitch at the corner of his mouth at the end of the sentence, as if he didn't enjoy the way it was that he had to say it.
Oh no, guys, he's casting a spell.
Uh-oh. This guy's gonna make the shit beaten out of him later.
What are you gonna do, Eggy?
Well, I mean, like, nothing yet. I'm not, some dipshit moron who assaults people in the middle of
Murder
randomly in
hobo.
public.
Murder him.
I'm not a murder hobo. Ideally, you bring him in alive.
Well, given that you have this new information you've noticed, you have an opportunity to ask Lee the questions you'd like. If you want to grill him a little, you can do that for no cost.
Okay. Let's see. Just have him interact with Seth a little bit more. I'm gonna think about what I want to say or question him about.
Well, I'll tell you, I needed a liver, and anyone can tell you if you need a liver, you need someone else's liver. Until you know.
Well, I I'm don't mean to interrupt, but we all need a liver.
Don't we all? True words never spoken. But just like 2 + 2 = 4, just like negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 2ac over 4a equals the quadratic equation, you can find out what equals a liver. And I did that.
What equaled a liver?
This guy's insane.
I would like to know the answer to the equation of liver equals X. What is X, my friend?
Well, that is what it's all about. You can solve for X in any situation. You just need to work backwards from what you see. If you need, what'd you say it was? Some kind of recycling bin?
Yeah, I need like a filter or something for some air.
Oxygen recycler.
Just visualize that filter in your mind and
Okay, hold on.
make it.
Early said it was blue and whistled when it touched the air. So, all right. Okay, I've got it in my head. What do I do next?
All right. Start with the little things. What's it made of? What's it shaped like? And one by one, you get a number for each of them. You get a variable you can solve out of it. And before you know it, you will have solved for the X of your filter.
Okay. I think I know what I want to do.
Just knock his ass out.
No, not yet. Not yet. He's relatively harmless. So I wanna go up to him, or I wanna take off the hood and the fabric mask, and I wanna stash him somewhere close. And then I wanna go up to him. I wanna spread my hands out, and I wanna be like, wow, buddy, all the stuff you're saying, it sounds so incredible. Is there anywhere on this planet, preferably, where I might be able to go to learn more?
Excuse me, young man. I was having a conversation.
Well, yes, but he clearly doesn't care.
Well, if you want the truth, baby, you just follow Lee Hosta6969 on Twitter.
You can't just say things like that.
Sorry, I'm getting goofy.
You look at the back of his sandwich board, and all of his social media is just in a stack.
Just follow me on Instagram, boys. Cute and smiley face.
Lee Hosta Duck Cutie 69 on Instagram. Yeah, I just asked him where I can go to learn more about this not a cult.
All right, here's how this is going to play out. So, other than the fact that he did just plug his Twitter and his SoundCloud and his Instagram, you get up. Yeah, of course.
What kind of music does he make?
Oh, that's where he drops all of his freestyle math rock mixtapes.
Math rap.
I've got a song for those.
He makes educational rap songs about trigonometry and whatnot.
Table.
My name is Lee, and I'm here to say I'm going to do some math in a major way.
Yeah. Bars.
Okay, but as you get close to him to ask this question, you see he can't look directly at your face or into your eyes, and he actually turns away as you get close enough to ask your question, and you see sort of the side of his face where it gives way to his hairline has been almost pinched and turned. It looks almost like a burn scar, but not quite. It isn't tough material. It's as if something unusual has happened to his skin.
Okay.
It's scary as fuck. Why did we approach him at all?
I guess. So I guess then, before I ask the question, I guess I wait politely until he finishes talking with Seth, and I make I make an act out of kind of sitting there and anxiously awaiting to talk to him and tapping my foot and stuff, like I'm some eager young dumb fuck gullible kid who wants to join this cult or something.
Sir, it sounds like I've got someone waiting behind me, and I want to give everyone their fair shake. So if you don't mind, I'd like to go help my other friend with the recycling.
Y'all come back now. And he just sort of waves and lets you go. He doesn't seem intent on keeping you. And then he turns to face Otto, and again, as he looks, it's almost as if his intention to look is being pushed away, like there's a hand on the side of his face making him not look at you.
So this is fucking creepy, by the way. I go and I'm like, wow, can I read your sign?
He straight up like flexes like a bodybuilder and like shows you the front of the sign and then turns around and shows you the back. He's like pointing
and I'm like, gosh, yeah, all this math. You know, I'd sure like to know more. Do you know anywhere where I might be able to do that on this planet, preferably?
We ain't on a planet. This is Elsie. It's
Or
smaller.
replace planet with whatever kind of planetoid
Station.
thing we're on.
Or
Space station, whatever.
Yeah, we are on a station. He seems a little cagey to give you that information. Again, it almost seems involuntary, just like his strange cadence and his unwillingness to look at you. He's not going to give up any more information unless you can really kind of ask something important or work it out of him. I'm going to say that's going to be either an action or a mental check, and
Okay.
you're going to have to sell me on what you do to kind of extract that information.
Okay. So, what would a metal check entail? Is that like beating him up?
A metal check does ask for you to take kind of a hard line. I won't say you necessarily have to hurt him, but it whereas action could be like using the ATM or going for like a little walk around the museum. Metal's going to be decisive, sort of moving in on the target actions.
Okay. Let's see. What do I want to do? Excuse me. I guess I'll spend my last action point, which is not a good idea, but whatever. I can just go into egress. Who cares? Spend my last action point here because I don't want to just switch from like, oh wow, sir, can you tell me more, to tell me what it is, like that, because that's stupid. So, yeah, I'll choose an action point, and I'll just, let's see, what can I ask? I don't know.
Well, I don't want to prompt you or anything, but this might be a good opportunity to make a statement. Maybe you're searching after the new equation, folks, right? This would be the time to kind of press him on like what is the truth, or if you have an accusation to make, something.
Okay. So I go like, wow, I've always been interested in this, sort of math stuff, and I think what you're, like this truth that you're telling us about, like, maybe you could help me get to, like the next level of that. I really want to, like know more about this, like whole thing, And I'm like a big fucking doofus kid idiot, and I'm also bad at improv. I just do something like that.
Well, you're tugging at his heartstrings, and he actually looks really sad for a moment. He once again sort of tries really hard to look at you, and you can tell there's like a struggle, as if, again, an invisible hand is like forcing his face to the left. And his voice gets real low, and he says, "Son, I'm gonna tell you something. And don't you go telling nobody about this. These numbers, the truth of them, is a tool for those of us who suffer to navigate that suffering. I've been shuttered, and you can see that the side of his face that's been changed has been physically resolved into a different orientation. And he looks ashamed almost as he sort of turns that disfigured part of his face away from you, and he says, You look to be a healthy young type. I can't say much for what's going on under all that spaceware, but it's difficult for me to say this. You may not need it, and there's sort of a compulsion within me for those who suffer like me to move these numbers around and get people running them for their own sake and their own health. But I just want to sort of excuse you from that. You, if you're lucky, will never require it.
Oh, that makes sense. That's what he approached us. We only have one arm.
Oh, okay, yeah. I guess I say something like, "Oh, okay then, that's fine," and I just metaphorically skip away.
You have successfully completed the Lee Hosta encounter, and as you're going away, he says, "Hey kid, listen, as a token of my goodwill, I want you to have this," and he tosses you a Elsie Sagittarius Tricentennial Memorial coin, and that is an artifact part.
Oh, sick. Okay, let me just how do I put this? Parts. And I'll just underline that. Fuck, how do I underline?
Noise.
Okay, parts 1. So clearly this guy is rather hard. Like Otto still has a sense of like morality. This guy's obviously rather harmless and clearly isn't part of the like evil, I guess, part of the cult. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Lee Hosta is well liked by his community. The folks of Elsie Sagittarius both know him and pity him and give him the time of day.
Yeah. So Otto just takes the coin. He's like, okay, well, no luck here. This guy clearly isn't the type of what did I call her? This guy clearly isn't the type of new equation that I'm looking for. If he even is a part of new equation, rather than just some math guy with a sign. So unfortunately, no luck there. I just head to other parts, I guess.
Well, we've got the junkyard up next, and I hope y'all are excited for that.
Yeah, I guess I'll just head to the junkyard, because even though those guys didn't seem to like that guy very much, they were still running about. So I'm just gonna head there, because maybe they're either part of the cult, because they were running around a lot, or they know something. So I'm gonna head over to the junkyard.
I don't know much about Max's character yet, but the fact that anybody would think Seth would know anything is hilarious to me.
Oh yeah, we don't know shit.
I mean, all I did was
just look
see
like
you.
a normal guy, but Seth might look like a fucking idiot.
Well, cult members can look like normal people. They're not all in like really big robes with like plus and minus symbols on them.
Wearing like robes with equations on them.
Just to paint you a word picture, underneath his sandwich board, he was wearing just a white sleeveless T-shirt and board shorts.
Just wear some jean shorts and jorts and some sandals with socks in them.
Oh, he was definitely wearing socks and sandals. That's the mathematically perfect way to wear them.
Disgusting. We should have killed him. Anyway.
Max fucking puts his fist in this guy's skull. He's like, stop wearing that filthy fucking clothing. He's like,
wear proper fucking clothing, Jesus Christ.
He's like, what are you fucking wearing? He like fucking beats the shit out of the guy. I shouldn't have done that. That hurt my hand.
So are we all pulling up on the junkyard, or what do we want to do?
Based on the way that last thing happened, it sounds like Max is going to get there, and then Seth will get there a bit later, and then Otto will get there at the end.
Yeah,
I love this like slightly asynchronous party. It feels very natural. I really dig it.
Like Otto's not technically. Like,
I mean, probably like Otto's probably gonna run after us, but I do think we should have like a bit of a synchronity, because I did arrive a lot earlier.
Eventually, we will all become one whole party, but we are not yet.
You're not pals yet. You're just a bunch of dipshits.
We're all just a bunch of
Oh,
dipshit.
that will not change.
Okay, so talk to us. What's the junkyard like?
Well, before you get to the junkyard, you see a pickup truck out front. Next to that, there's a little sort of weigh station where you can check in and trade off your aluminum cans for a nickel apiece.
Okay.
And outside of that station is the widest gentleman you've ever seen.
Jesus Christ. Is everyone in this fucking station just fat as fuck?
They're all really fucking thick.
He is approximately 3 feet tall, but also about 6.5 feet wide.
What the fuck?
Oh my god. He's like
He's
a
a fucking
disc.
sofa. He's a fucking couch. He's a walking couch.
Well, you see, the reason he's so short and so wide is because he's a caterpillar.
Oh, okay. He's not
I
human.
see.
Oh, alright.
He is wearing a bright periwinkle caterpillar-shaped jumpsuit, and you'd see a name tag, your third name tag of this session on the jumpsuit, and his name maybe challenges your perceptions. And I'm going to type it in chat, and y'all can all try and say it out loud as you greet him.
Exciting.
John Cena.
John Cena.
That's his name.
What the fuck is
Fucking
that?
cuckold.
He has Paul Blart, dad shorts, and John Cena.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna run up to the guy, right? So I'm just sprinting towards the junkyard entrance. Is he like
cuck rolled?
cuck So,
He's cuck rolled. Lol, what up, cuck?
So do we know anything about like caterpillar people?
Well, Elsie, despite its small population, is fantastically diverse. Everyone you've seen in passing so far has been a different species, with Lee being the closest thing that passes for human, and even then he was having some trouble with it.
Yeah. You gotta say it's so wrong. Cuckold. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna call him by his name. I'm just gonna approach him and like, yeah. Hey, we're looking for some oxygen recyclers. We need them quick. What does he say?
Well, he says, "Don't you worry now. Your good friend Cuck is here to help you."
I knew it! I told you!
Okay, Kaka. We were sent here to fetch some oxygen recyclers. You got them?
Oh, they're in there. And I'll tell you, my language, my name, Cuck, means retriever. I can help you find anything in this junkyard.
Okay, so Jesus, can you cuck those oxygen recyclers over here?
Can you? Genius.
Well, I tell you, I would, but
You would.
we're running into a little bit of a difficulty here with the junk hops. I don't know if you see them clambering around out there on my piles, but we do have a bit of a junk hop infestation, and if I'm going to get to your recyclers, I'm going to need you to clean out some of these junk hops with me.
Video game side quest.
Yes, sure. What is a junk hop again?
As you look out over the mountains of detritus with your new pal Cuck,
He's gonna die a horrible death. I know.
You see these little they look like metal bugs. They're a little bit like a ladybug, but they're the size of a toaster, and you can see them actually kind of bouncing around. They have a super high vertical leap, kind of like a flea almost, and they're going from peak to peak and just knocking trash all over the place. And it's kind of getting in your way. And everyone go ahead and take 1 damage to your metal.
Oh Jesus! So we're already inside the shit.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet. I'm not even with them.
Yeah.
If you're there with your friend Cuck, you take 1 metal damage because the
Damn.
cops are causing so much chaos.
Okay, so I'm just like I'm like shaking. I'm fucking shook. These fucking bugs.
Max
Okay.
is like, oh my. Max is like, I'm gonna get oil on my fucking nice eye.
Fuck, dude.
Max is gonna.
Oh,
rip
I'm
it in
just
half with
gonna
his
ask
arm.
Cuck, like, so what do you usually do with them? You just like
Cuck 'em.
like shoot them? I'm like taking out my 6-shooter right now. Like, do you just
No,
shoot 'em?
I just cuck him. You know.
Well, usually what we do is we make a trap on the ground of some delicious trash, what they enjoy, and then I just back a truck over them. But as you can see, I've got a
we're kind of
fire.
yeah.
No, I
okay.
think it'd be really funny if he Max was like, oh, what do you do with him? He Cuck goes, oh well, you know, I cuck him, and Max is like, and no, and Max is like, oh, why would you retrieve them? And then Cuck is like, no, I fuck their wives.
Okay, can we replace it for that? Okay.
Mr. Fold unlocks the fence.
Okay,
Max.
listen, Cuck. We need those oxygen recyclers like stat. We need them right now. So we don't have time to fix your pickup truck. So
And you're just gonna have to kill yourself some junk cops, ain't you?
yeah.
Max, you have to fuck their wives.
You know where to find those? Like, you know exactly where those recyclers are?
They are right there in the middle where the old air conditioning unit from the school was dropped off. So you're going to have to make it deep into the middle, cut right through the junk cops, snatch and grab, and you can go with them for free because you killed my junk cops.
Okay.
I wanna show up at this point.
Fuck.
Hello, new friends.
Well, hi there. My name's Cuck.
Hello there, Cuck. My name is Seth.
Seth just fucking laughs at his face.
My name is Fuck Cuck Jenkins.
Like Cuckfro.
I see you've
My
already
name
met my associate, whose name I do not know yet.
Max.
Oh, hello, Max. I see you've met my
Okay.
associate, Max. How may we be of assistance to you, Sir Cuck?
Mr. Frold will do just fine. You can call me Cuck when we're better friends.
Okay.
So he's fine with Max calling him Cuck because he's like Max's best friend now.
He likes Max a little bit.
He's like, oh, hi, Max. You can call me Cuck. Seth comes along. He's like, I fucking hate you.
It's Mr. Froll to you, sir.
Mr. Frold,
He's a land of contrasts.
it's Mr. Frold to you, you little ins.
You inbred fuck.
Alright, so Mr. Froll raises like 15 of his arms and waves you all toward the fence, and he unlocks it and beats it open with his very wide caterpillar ass.
Work
Oh, he
it,
done
Mr.
cucked
Frold.
us. He done
And
cucked us.
inside the junkyard, you can see the junk hops are just everywhere, and they do respond to like bait pretty easily. You see a fridge fall off of a pile, and as it bounces open and its doors fly open, like 6 junk hops just get in there like right away.
Whoa. What are these things, Max?
Okay, okay,
that
so
fridge
this is
first.
just like giant fucking bugs. They're like trash. You see that pile over there, and I
Big
point to the
metal
air
bugs.
conditioner unit. Okay, so
Uh-huh.
apparently those recyclers are over there. You got any trash on you? You can use like this bait.
I've got a bag of Cheetos.
I don't know if they eat Cheetos. They seem to like metal a lot more, and I point at them like they just fucking eating the fridge.
Oh, they love Cheetos, but it's like cumin on top of the metal.
They're like seasoning.
I love how there's all this like fucking like actual like earth shit, like stuff from our time. Like, oh, just got a bag of Cheetos on me, you know, Chester the Cheeto with a big Victorian steampunk metal arm in front of the bag.
The only difference is that he has like 3 eyes, and he still has like a cigarette. Like,
Well, When did he have a cigarette?
I may have gotten him mixed up with Joe Camel, but now they're one brand.
They're one and the same.
What? Just to the cheetah fucking smoking a fat doobie.
Okay, so Seth, what do you think? We just run in and
Now,
block
Max,
some of the.
I don't
some of
want
the
to
bugs,
come off
or-
as insensitive, but I've lived a large portion of my life without an arm. We could use your fake arm as bait.
Hey, fuck. You know how much this cost me? Fuck you. I didn't lose my arm. I bought it.
Max is ready to throw hands.
I
Literally.
bought this shit.
Okay, I apologize. I understand. How about, I mean, like, they like junk. There's a lot of junk around us.
I mean, I get closer to Seth. Like, listen, you see that truck over there?
Yes.
Apparently it's his. Yeah. We could just like throw some Cheetos over the fucking fence, like over the truck, and just push it inside, and they'll probably eat it whole.
Lean over.
Yes, I agree. We have just met Mr. Frold. Let's make him lose his truck.
Let's destroy this friendly stranger with a funny name's truck.
Yeah, just fuck him.
I like your energy, Max,
I
but
mean,
this seems
the-
kind of rude.
I mean, we need the recyclers, and we need them now. And I'm not willing to step inside and have some fucking bug eat my arm.
Well,
My shiny arm.
I think that's fair. I know I've only known you for maybe 20 minutes, but I trust you.
That's a very bad way of living, but okay.
I mean, it's gotten me this far.
Jesus. So what are we gonna do?
We'll follow your plan. I'll throw a bag of Cheetos into Mr. Cuckfrold's truck, and we'll push it in there.
I calls it truck fold.
The truck. Okay, so I approached Mr. Cuck. I'm like, yo,
Mr.
friend. My friend. So
Mr. Frold's cuck truck.
so Cuck, buddy, listen. So you remember you said you used to like squash those bugs?
I
approached Mr. Cuck. You remember how you used the truck to squash some bugs like before, and you said like the wheels busted. I think we can just push it in and use it to squash the bugs.
You gonna have to get it up to speed. Are you sure you got that much pushing power?
I mean, all three of us could push it. I mean, it's an old pickup truck. You just put it in neutral and you push.
Why don't we just turn it on?
I don't know if it works. Does it work, Mr. Cock?
Well, it's had a tune-up in the past decade, but
It looks like it's from 2010, Mr. Cock. Don't like.
it ran before the tire popped. I don't see anything stopping it from running now. As
You got
for
the
it
key?
moving, how are you going to keep it from veering off into my piles and knocking over the entire junkyard?
We're not. We're just gonna try and push it so we get a bit of time.
Max,
we
hold
push,
on.
so we,
Mr. Frold, everything always works out for me.
you're gonna need to sound more convincing than that.
Actually, take a skill check.
Okay, I'll get rid of a skill, I guess.
You're going to spend a skill point to convince Mr. Frold of your very lucky nature. And he says, I've known you for about...
You're gonna throw like a piece of garbage like over your shoulder and it's gonna land.
Actually, yeah, show me how that plays out. I want to paint me a word picture of how you're going to convince this man of your lucky nature.
All right, Mr. Frold. Are you familiar with the game of dice?
I'm familiar with many games of dice. Do you want to sit down in the back of the truck and play Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, I mostly
Dungeons
just
and
want to
Dragons
show
with
you
Mr.
that
Cook.
things turn out the way I want them to most of the time. And then I pull out my artifact, my set of 5d6s.
Your broken artifact.
Yeah, now you don't have any artifact points at the moment, so it's gonna be your skill check that makes these work.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
literally
still-
just a fucking.
They are still 5d6s.
They're just dies. They're not even weighted. It just fucking dies.
And yeah, they don't need to be weighted because I'm fucking Seth King. And
just
it,
auto running behind us, and this guy just playing dice with a
I just
caterpillar.
fucking I say watch this, and I throw the dice in the air, and then they come up all sixes.
Now,
my,
where would you say that they come up all sixes? Have they landed on the ground, or
Yeah, they just landed haphazardly around.
He just throws it like in his face.
Seth fucking he like Yu-Gi-Oh tosses them onto the
Fucking
ground and they just
Power
scatter.
move, like watch this, and just throws a fucking die. At
Also
his face.
in my head, Cuckfrold sounds identical to Bill Clinton. They have the same accent.
Oh my god.
I don't know if I could make Cuckfrold sound like Clinton all the time.
Just do your best.
No, we cannot make Moxie give Cuckfrold the Bill Clinton accent because this is a throwaway
Yes, we
character.
can!
No, this is a throwaway character. We have to do it for someone
How do
who
you know he's a
more.
throwaway character?
He's special. He's special to me.
Now, here's the thing. I have already given Mr. Frold a voice, but I will keep in mind your enthusiasm for that impression and find a place for it later. Now, you have thrown these dice, and thanks to your skill expenditure, your luck pings them. They're strewn on the ground, but they are strewn out as all sixes. And Mr. Frold looks down and he says, 6, 6. Uh-oh. You rolled the devil. Twice, even.
The devil? Wait, what?
Have you ever played Yahtzee, my friend?
Well, I'll be dipped. You did get a Yahtzee right here in front of God and everybody. All right, I believe you. It's your plan.
Do you know what the odds of getting a Yahtzee in one roll is?
I don't think.
I'm afraid I don't know much about numbers.
It's 1 in 7,776, my friend.
Listen, Mr. Cuck, are you convinced? Could you just hand over the keys?
Well, that didn't convince me, but his dice foolery did, so I will give the key to him. And I'm going to stand well back while y'all get up to some shenanigans in my junkyard and not look directly at your actions so that I'm not liable to the insurance company for any of them.
What? Is that how insurance works?
I just
You
hang-
don't see the accident, you're not
I just hand
liable for it?
I just hand Mr. Cuck like $5. I go buy yourself a burger or something, man.
Go buy yourself something nice.
I'm vegan, thank you.
Yeah, I meant to beg you. Let's go with
You
it.
stuff like $5 down the front of Mr. Cuck's shirt, you pat him on the back, you're like, go buy yourself
I
something
just
nice.
but I go buy yourself something nice, honey.
You
Okay.
that with Mr. Cuck.
Mr. Frold gives you the keys and turns away. The gate to the junkyard is open. Now would be the time to enact your plan. And I'm going to say that depending on the amount of, let's say there's a total of 10. There's a total of 10
Jesus
Uh,
Christ.
10 junk hops in your way. This is going to be a party expenditure. You may spend metal or action to try and make a dent in their numbers, and that will be how the numbers play out from your plan. But I do need to hear this plan and see it play out.
Okay, so the plan is. Oh wait, has Otto arrived yet or not?
So I don't have any action points, so here's how it's gonna play out. For me, Otto
arrive and
walks
you're
in,
like.
no. Otto walks in. He's sort of following them. He has his hand sort of on his gun, just as a like not obviously, but he's got his hand resting near the belt. And then as soon as he gets in, one of the junk hops up to him, grabs the gun from his belt, and then hops away with it, and he starts like running after him. He's like, "Hey, fucking give that back." So that's why he can't spend any action points because his gun got stolen, and he's not gonna punch metal.
His gun got eaten.
His gun got fucking stolen, and he's trying as hard as he can to prevent them from eating it by like chasing after them and stuff.
Yeah, but you're here with us, right? At least you're gonna see us do this fucking
I just
plan.
got there since I was tailing you guys.
Okay.
And running around town trying to find out where you went.
Okay, so the main plan is just to put this fucking truck on neutral, just try to drive it inside as close as we can, try to squash as many as we can in the process, and then just like bail the truck as they eat it.
Okay. All right. Who is involved in moving the truck, and how many points from what stats do you want to spend?
Okay, so as it was my idea, I'm just gonna take the biggest risk. I'm just gonna try to drive it in.
I think it's really funny how Max's character sheet says that he's not prone to anger, and then he goes up to Mr. Cook and he's like, "Okay, just give me the fucking keys, man. Come on."
Hey, I never said it wasn't prone to anger. Just fucking.
It says and is not prone to anger on the sheet.
Fuck that.
Fool.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Seeing a man named Mr. Cook just unlocked his beastie nature.
Go edit your character sheet. It's not set in stone.
Everything's not set in stone, Mr. I don't know his name yet, so I don't know. All right, so are you gonna be involved in the plan or not? Are you just gonna watch us from afar, be these kind of fuck ups?
Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna take more than one person to get this car up to junk hop speed.
I'm part of it.
Yeah, I know Seth's part of it. I don't know what he's gonna do with one arm, but he's gonna help.
I don't have. Just put me behind the wheel. I can drive with one arm.
Okay, you drive. I'll be in the back. I can shoot a few of these fuckers.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna take skill for driving from Lorraine and metal for pushing from Holstein.
Oh, by the way, there was a part of the plan that said jump out. Seth's not going to do that. And I want to use metal to survive that.
Okay, that's your metal. You can do it.
Okay, the point is I don't have enough metal for that, so.
Oh, you don't have a lot of metal? Well, I don't have a lot of skill. Why don't we switch back?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll drive.
All right, so I gave you the key, you got in the car, and then I was like, hold on, let me drive. And then you're like, all right, and you got out, and I got in. And I was like, you know what? I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want to jump. I'll just be in the back. Okay, man, I'll drive. So
I will spend 3 of my metal for being in the back.
That's fair. So I'm gonna use skill, you said, right?
And how much?
I'm just gonna use 3 skill.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to fucking Fast and Furious this shit in. Try not to like crash into any of the piles. Just get into the closest I can to the center of a junkyard.
All right. So here's how this rolls out. And Otto, you can hear this because when junk hops die, they're really loud.
Okay.
So the truck revs up and it sounds like shit. This thing is the muffler is like falling off.
Okay, so I think what happens is I managed to wrest the gun away from the junk hop who has it, and I like shove it away. But then I go to shoot it, but I find out it's eaten all the ammo. so I just run over to where the truck is, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
And you see this unfold where they've sort of converged near the oxygen recyclers, and you see this truck sort of lurch as if a teenager's driving it and doesn't know how to shift gears as the gas is pumped and it gets pushed. And this truck, you remember that fridge that fell? Well, it sort of slams into the corner of that and caroms a little bit and lands on a pile of these junk hops.
Amazing.
And you hear a metallic screaming. It is very awful. But you do kill 6 junk hops.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
They do die instantly, and as they get cracked open and their metal carapaces sort of spill in every direction, you kind of just see nuts and bolts. They don't actually seem to have innards so much as maybe like a very...
I just checked the chat. It says cuck for old as a Baptist.
You gotta use 3 metal to push it in, I guess. Like, help steer it in.
And in that moment, Otto decides these people are probably too stupid to be cultists.
I'm actually going to interpret Seth's metal expenditure as like your ballast. You're weighing down the back of the truck so it lands on them harder.
I mean, that works for me.
Best. Works for us, I guess.
Max is fat metal ass.
So this whole time you've been in a fight, but you haven't done any actual fight rolls. But it's interesting. You've scared the junk hops, and they're actually running up the pile toward the oxygen recyclers.
Oh, no.
And now you kind of have a responsibility to save those recyclers. It's do or die time. What do you do?
We're gonna shoot them up like fucking bugs they are. Okay, so right now we just landed, right? We didn't take any damage from that.
No, you spent points and lived through your stunt. If I wanted to penalize you with damage, well, I'll have my chance.
Seth got hit in the dick, but that's it.
Hit in the dick. Okay. So, Seth, we need to save those oxygen recyclers really, really, really fast.
All right. And then Seth immediately starts running towards it, going, "Hey, you all idiots, get out of here! Get!"
Otto's sitting behind some whole junk piles. His little his masked cat eye face just peeking over this. What?
Like, if Max's plan is to use a gun, my plan as my character is to get in the way of his shot and just be yelling at all the junk hoppers.
Well, as you all run up the pile to get in each other's way, you hear whistling. And it's the kind of whistling you've been told about. And you hear something louder, too. It's like a dull, steady, haunting metallic gasp. It's as if you yelled into a cave and just never stopped yelling into a cave. It is amplified beyond belief, and it is blasting out of the open hole just behind the recyclers.
I cover my ears. They're very sensitive.
The 4 little bugs that you scared away with your truck climb halfway up the hill, and they lock their legs into some garbage, and they tighten down on it real tight. And then they seem to lift up into the air of their own volition. And this mountain of trash twists around, and there's a whistling sound coming from what you suddenly recognize to be a mouth.
Oh, shit!
The teeth in that mouth are your recyclers, and they're glowing blue and screaming their function. As the junk boy, an elemental that is in the core of this junkyard, confronts you all as a party and says, "Don't take my teeth! I need those to eat!"
Fucking Mr. Cuck, I'm gonna kill him.
Is Cuckfrold sacrificing us to this element?
Yes.
I'm gonna kill that fat ass.
I'm sorry, boys. I just had to do it to you, He's standing there.
So at this point, we have noticed that a lanky little man is following us, right? Like this fucking cat dude.
Yeah.
I would assume the gate slams shut, and then Otto is turns around. He's like, "Oh, fuck."
Actually, if all 3 of you are inside, then Cuckfrold literally does lock the gate shut behind you and says, "Sorry, boys! If I don't calm it down with the occasional sacrifice, it'll come after me and mine."
Fucking Christ.
The dark secret of this little port. This junk elemental.
Mr. Cuckfrold is a fucking maniac.
Well, this sucks. We should just leave this place to die, to be honest.
Yeah, we should have let him fucking choke to death. Jesus. So we size up the elemental and Howdy. What's your name, friend?
I'm gonna need a second.
Didn't expect to talk to.
No, I did. I'm a dipshit and I'm laughing at my own joke.
Oh, okay. So we don't want to kill this
Headline
thing, guys.
OST,
It's too
Funky
big.
Boy. 162, Funky Town.
So Seth, that was Cheetos.
I apologize for the pause. I had to get something to drink.
I haven't eaten my Cheetos yet.
Throw them inside them. Just throw inside the element.
Okay. And then I throw the bag of Cheetos inside the elemental.
The elemental's trying to introduce itself, but you throw this bag of Cheetos in it, and the combination of tobacco flavor and cheddar cheese really freaks it out. And well, a music cue begins as you realize you've thrown yourself into a real fight against the junk boy.
Oh no. That was an offering, you fuck.
Well, I feel like that was a bad plan there, Max.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go stand there behind the truck. See you.
Just ram the thing with the truck.
Oh, shit. You can see the life bar of the elemental appear on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and because you didn't learn his name, the life bar just says the junk boy.
Wayne's theme from Dark Souls 1.
He just roars. So, Moxie, how do we solve the turn?
Well, to win a fight, you're going to have to use your skills and actions to defeat this monster. And turn order, we're going to experiment with a new function, which is who has the highest action right now.
My base and current action are both 1.
Jesus Christ. I got 3. And
All
that
right.
guy has 0.
Turn order is going to be Max, you go first. Seth, you go second. Otto, you go third, and then the junk boy will take his turn.
What are you guys gonna do? You don't have any action points?
I have 0 action points.
Jesus Christ.
You'll have to use your skills then.
My skill is made to react.
We got reactionary skills. Oh Lord.
You can also just hit it, like it's a boss.
Right. So if I'm first, I'm just gonna throw, like, you throw a bag of Cheetos at his face, right? He just like gulped it down. So
he ate your Cheetos and he hated them.
okay, so I'm gonna throw one of my pre-mixes that I'm carrying around in my belt that are basically the way Max mostly uses his skill. His bottoms up skill, which, if you recall, I'm gonna use my last bit of skill to do 1 damage and inflict pickled sorry state for the next turn.
All right. So it doesn't contest that at all. This thing actually doesn't have mitigation because it's just a pile of raw trash. It goes directly to its health. It takes that 1 damage, and it is Pickle. Which, for the viewers at home, let's go ahead and see what Pickle does again. So, when a target is pickled, you've affected their senses. If Mr. Junk Boy wants to use a skill, it's going to require a toll from his action points as well. Great work. All right. Next up, who do we have to hurt the junk boy?
I wish to activate my luckiest man in the galaxy ward, so I'm ready.
All right. You run that ridiculous equation, and
I spend 1 metal to protect myself from an attack, and 1 skill to deflect it back at him.
No.
Interesting. So you are primed for the next turn. You are still liable, so if you weren't reflecting that, you would take full damage. But you look ready to go. And that brings us around to Otto. Otto, what you gonna do to the junk boy?
I don't do anything. I book it for the gate.
The gate is locked. Cool.
Okay. Is there any footholds or anything that I can scramble over?
Just run away.
I can't do anything. They ate all my bullets.
You still have your feline senses.
You can try to
but
throw it
that's
off.
a passive thing. Sort of.
Well, it's just a chain link fence. It's like 12 feet tall, so if you can climb that you would need action points to climb that.
You're fucking winded.
Fuck.
It would seem that you are in a difficult situation.
I'll just activate feline senses and just feline senses activate as Otto's hair stands on end under his big cloak and mask and everything.
Awesome. He's going to need that. I think you and Seth are in a great position. Max, however, is looking pretty vulnerable to old junk boy.
Max gets
I'm back. I'm way in the back. I stood behind the truck.
I'm still hiding behind a big junk pile. I don't even know if it's
Yeah. If we're moving, if there's any sort of thoughtless moving, Seth is definitely just mindlessly walking towards it. He's not scared.
Seth, I hate you.
I want you to know that hiding only goes so far in this situation because the junk boy is the tallest pile of junk around.
Yeah, I know, but there's nothing much else I can do.
You're still doing your best. And now it's the junk boy's turn, and the junk boy is mad.
Otto starts motioning the little junk bug thing over to him. He's like, "Give me my fucking bullets back. Please give me my fucking bullets back."
Just strangling the fucking bug.
Unfortunately, the junk hop just sort of bites your thumb, realizes it isn't metal, and tells you to fuck off.
This bug that we all presumed was mindless for the most part just said to you, "Fuck off."
Fuck off.
Oh, that's what they sound like.
They're actually sentient. They're actually
junk
sentient
hopper's
the whole
cry.
time.
It's did you go, "Fuck off"?
That's the only thing they can say.
Fuck off.
No. It doesn't sound all high pitched like that. It bites my thumb and it goes, "Oh, yucky, fuck off."
What the fuck?
You got the Johnny Bravo of junk hop that says, "Oh, mama, that tastes like shit."
Oh, mama,
He's a Chad bug.
So now the junk boy is going to take kind of a big meaty action against our pal Max, who's the only one to do damage so far. Since it is pickled, it's going to use a skill, and that's going to incur a pretty steep cost. It is going to swing on you for 3, but
Busted.
it hits for double.
Oh, I'm something.
No, but it does hit for double. And he takes equal damage because he's losing parts of his body.
Oh, just fucking dead.
No,
Lose him up. Get scared. Oh no. Okay, so 4 damage. Gotcha.
Yeah, so you've taken damage. If you're in the down state, well, you've got some buddies around who can help you back up, and the junk hop itself has taken 4 damage in total, and it also lost all its action points trying to hit you. You're not in as bad of a situation as you think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, does anyone got any metal?
No.
Okay, so let me check.
I mean, I've got a big
I
jingling
look,
bag of coins.
Max, you are at -2 health. I like that you recorded it that way. I would say anyone, maybe even Otto, whoever's in this position, your responsibility, if you want Max to live, is to share points that would get him back to 1 health.
I mean, it's still my
Okay.
I'm still downed, right? So I'm downed right now.
Yeah, you're
And I
down.
think-
You took a pretty nasty hit.
Yeah, but I could use my action points or my skill point to like get me to 1.
Yeah, you can do that, or your buddies can do that.
Probably.
Is there
it
any
probably
way
has to
without
be
using
this-
it? Is there any
this
way without
fucking
using any
thing.
action points? I can can I somehow without using action points climb in the truck and ram the?
Not without action points, but if you can convince me that that your feline senses have sort of spider sensed you into knowing you should drive this truck, I'll allow it.
What you can do is like try to bait a punch from him because he is taking damage while dealing damage, while trying to deal damage. So you can like bait him out to like try to hit you. And that's
Yeah, you've got skill points in metal left, Otto. So if you want to hop in the truck and drive like a cat, we could see something happen here.
Okay. So how many metal and/or skill points would it require to jump in the truck and ram them?
Only enough to use your skill, 1S plus 1M, and you are 1, you're an egress, and 2, you're driving a truck with enhanced senses. And I will translate the 2 points you spend as 2 magnitude on this move.
Okay, I guess I'll just do whatever that is then, and I'll 0 metal and 0 or 1 skill, I believe.
All right. Here's how this plays out.
I just go, fuck. And then I do my thing, jump out, climb in the truck.
So you're gonna ram the junk boy in the truck for 2 magnitude. And right now the junk boy has, again, no metal. So he can't resist this move. But he is falling apart. His whole existence is falling apart, which is why everything he says is yelling. Oh, I can't believe you're driving a truck into me. It's so inconsiderate.
he's like a beastly version of Sheldon from Bang Theory.
I wanted to show you my Nintendo 64 collection. So you punch the gas in this truck and you slam it into the sort of the mountainside that is the junk boy's sort of lower portion. He is he's kind of like Ragnaros, but the trash lord in terms of body composition.
the trash lord.
As you smash into him, you totally crumple the front of Cuck's truck. It's just obliterated. There's a black gasket. But you do 2 damage, and in the process, Junk Boy's fist comes down at the truck, and you do take damage, but it's softened by the fact that there's a nice metal truck around you. So you take 1 damage, and your 2 plus the Junk Boy swinging on you means that the Junk Boy takes 4 more damage and dissolves. He is falling apart. There's trash raining from the sky. His teeth fly from his mouth and land conveniently near the party. Conveniently near Max, actually, who needs help.
I go
just use
save
3
my
action
new
points to just,
friend.
like, try to fucking save my ass on my own.
I jump out of the truck and I kind of like fast walk limp over to the gate and I bang on it and I'm like, let us out!
I run over to my new friend Max.
Oh,
and pick him up.
I got you. Don't worry. I'm like
still
pouring
helping.
Just pouring fucking
I
whiskey
start-
over myself.
Seth's not the type to
start,
look at someone who's bleeding and has wounds and watch them pour alcohol on themselves and just go, "Oh, they're fine."
Oh, I'm fine. Don't worry.
I start cussing out Cuck.
Well, you start cussing out what you think is Cuckfold, but what's really standing there is just his jumpsuit, which is kind of hanging off the fence. Cuckfold, naked as a jaybird, has wandered off to leave you to your troubles and is nowhere to be found.
Oh, why did he go naked?
He's just that kind of guy.
I don't
Quick
know
check-
your name,
Check if
young
he
man.
left the key in one of his pockets. He has like
But-
100 pockets on his clothes.
Going naked is one of the best feeling pleasures of the world.
Shut the fuck up, Seth. Just get us out of here.
So let's talk party status for a second. Max, are you up?
Yeah, I'm up. Really
Okay.
fucked up, like half health, but I'm up.
So great news. First of all of you gain 10 experience. You've all advanced to level 2.
Yay!
Ooh.
All of you also gain 1 artifacts part.
From the junk heap.
Yeah, you can literally just pick out whatever junk you want from the heap. This is your junkyard now.
Nice.
And you've also gained not 1, not 2, but an oxygen recycler for each of you to carry back to Early. He's going to be very happy to see that. I have a feeling you may have just saved the station.
Hello, young man. I don't know your name, as I've said twice now, but could I please have that oxygen recycler? I need it for a task.
What? Huh? Sure. And I toss him the oxygen recycler.
Oh no, I only have 1 arm. It
Touch
lands
it with one arm.
sadly in front of me because my other hand was already full with 1.
It shatters like fucking porcelain.
Otto just doesn't care.
It is obliterated the second it touches the ground with any force whatsoever, which teaches you all a lesson about throwing equipment around. You still have 2 recyclers, and now you just need to get out of this junkyard. You might want to pick through Mr. Cuck's pockets, actually.
Yeah, since I'm the closest, I walk over, I reach my hand through the fence painstakingly, and I pull the garment through the hole in the fence.
It takes like 5 minutes. It's very long and very thick fabric.
Just like a clown pulling rope out of his leg.
Hello, young man. I don't know you very well, but this seems foolish.
just pick it through the fence, man.
Well, if you have any other idea, then I'd love to see it.
So we all spend like 5 minutes, the 3 of us, like reaching through.
I want to
300
kick
pockets.
the fence, and then because of my luck, the jacket just flips right over it to us.
Actually, I'm going to say that y'all have reached the rest phase, so you get all your hand back, and you immediately spend 1 skill to use your luck.
Well,
So-
don't I get 10 points to distribute because I leveled up?
Yeah, I'll already distributed.
Yeah, it's 10 points to distribute now, right? I think every level.
Yeah, you can spread those around your values any way you like, and get your specs sort of going. Level 2 is kind of where you can really see the shape of your character. But yeah, with luck to spend, you're able to get. It's like unfurling that giant ridiculous flag that Bill bought in King of the Hill. Like, it just flaps through the air and shrouds you all for a moment, and then slams to the ground because every one of its like 500 pockets is full of keys.
All right,
Okay,
well,
so,
problem solved.
We all agree that we need to find Mr. Cock and just like cock him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Fold might be kind of a pain in the ass. If you see him again, he might be kind of a pain in the ass for different reasons. So let's assume that after some more digging, you get the key, and do you want to head back to the depot and give Early his stuff?
Well, I did promise I would meet up with that guy with the sandwich board on the way back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we really need to get those like oxygen recyclers.
Oh,
so
I
think
promised I would come meet him again when I was done with the business. So yes, we're gonna go back to the depot, but then I have to go back and talk to that guy.
Yeah, so we're gonna go like take the recyclers back. We convince Otto, like, we have to take these. Like, are you gonna help us? Can you help us, buddy?
They're not that big.
I just give him a long suffering look, and I'm like, okay, why not?
I mean, there's money involved.
And plus, Otto was told by Lee Hosta that, well, not Lee Hosta, our bartender friend, that the depot is the place to find out actual information. So there's more reason to be there.
Yeah, we just told him that you're gonna take this to the depot. So
okay.
So you head back down Lemon Avenue and back down Main Street, and on the way, Lee Hosta's on the side of the road. He's like, "Hey, y'all!" And he just sort of waves you on. He knows you're busy. He can see you running. When you get to the depot, you notice that your buddy Early is there with his hands on his hips, huffing and puffing, and he's talking to a robot. What do you do?
Well, we approach him. Yo, we got your recyclers.
I just hang back a little. I'm like, yeah, I help.
I politely wait my turn.
Early seems very excited to see you. Says, "Hot shit, you got my recyclers. I'm so grateful I could just pass out. Might be the lack of oxygen talking there. Let's get these plugged in. Let's get Elsie back online." And without any hesitation, without giving you your reward, he snatches those recyclers out of your hands because he's got big meaty ham hands himself, and he just shoves them into a nearby console, gives them a twist. Blue lights go on overhead, and the smoke begins to shrink and disperse and be vented out into space. And then the robot's like, "Hey, I was talking to him," and she seems kind of upset with you.
See, I told you to wait your turn, Max.
We're kind of in a Max is gonna pass the fuck out.
Max just turns to him and like fucking socks someone right in the face.
No, he's not that bad.
No, if you sock me in the face,
Earl.
it will be deflected back at you, because my luckiest man in the galaxy is still active.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, you're welcome, Earl. We don't even acknowledge. I don't even acknowledge the robot.
Earl acknowledges the robot. Early's like, "Hey, I don't know what you're so mad about. This is your fire. You started this, and I fully expect you to pay for damages." And out in the bay, you hear the boat start yelling, and she says, "We ain't paying for shit."
Is that like just this like there's a huge horn on the top of the ship or something?
You hear at the end of the boat's sentences, you hear the SpongeBob alarm clock sound.
Oh my god! I need to like fetch that real quick because I need to hear it again.
And this is your fourth party member. You are going to be reckoning with these two at the beginning of the next session. But for now, in the bay, everything is as fine as it's going to get. The controversies involving the new equation are set up, and it seems like a fourth explorer might be able to join you if she can get out of this legal jam. We can tie off this scene with any sort of last bits you want to cram in, but I think we've kind of reached
early.
Yeah.
If you need the money to help fix your port or whatever, don't worry about paying me.
Yeah, we were looking for information, basically.
I fully intend to keep my word. Y'all just come by the office later this afternoon, and I will see what the DBA company can dispense in your favor. As for you, young lady, you're gonna have to come to the office too to pay some expenses.
Oh, well, cool. When would you like to meet at your office?
I get off around 5, but I basically live here, so around 5:30. If you got business between now and then, Elsie is a land of wonders, and I encourage you to explore our humble town.
I check my watch.
It is like 3:15.
Looks like we've got about 2 hours.
Wanna go get a drink?
Sure.
So we just like walk to the nearest bar, pub,
You
restaurant.
go back to the Lucky Lizard, and Laura Peel says, "Oh,
Hold on, I have to go speak to that man. I promised.
I hang back for a little bit, of course, before heading to the pub. And because I'm a fucking broken record, I ask the guy that we just helped, the
Early.
Cop guy. Yeah, Early. I ask him if if he has in fact seen anything suspicious about, the new equation, the cult.
Oh, well, of course they're around. You all talk to Lee Hosta. He's our local representative for them new equation boys. He seems to have a finger on the pulse of all that sort of new math and what people are doing with it. You just gotta kind of get into his rhythm. He has a particular way of speaking, and most of us find it challenging, but we like the man well enough.
And I'm like, well, I already spoke to him. He seems pretty harmless. Do you know where they operate out of?
Not particularly. You might try. Well, most people gathered around the civic center or the bowling alley. You could try Cosmo Bowl or
Civic Center.
Or the civic center's up at the end of Maine. You take 2 rights, 2 lefts, and a third right, and you'll be right at it.
All right, thanks, man.
Circle.
And then I leave and I head to the bar again, and I figure I'll check the civic center later at some point.
All right, excellent. So we have kind of 2 ways to tie this off. One, we can have a scene with Laura Peel at the bar, and we can have our sort of final scene. We're going to have that with Lee. So let's do our bar scene first.
Sure.
Okay.
Speak your intentions. Paint me a word picture, and I will paint you one back.
Hello, new friend. My name is Seth, and I would like a drink.
Well, pick your poison, stranger. My name's Laura. I'll be your server this evening. Been in this establishment.
Nice to meet you, Laura. What would you suggest?
Well, depending on your proclivities, I could recommend a mojito, a mint julep. I can give you a Shirley Temple, or a 3-eyed Shirley Temple is pretty popular around here.
Max falls in love.
No, Max is just like looking at her like
a 3-eyed
judging,
Shirley
like,
Temple.
That's all she
What
can
makes
do?
it 3 eyes? May I
Wow,
ask?
that's all this bitch can do. Check it, and then he like pulls out his mixer and he's like,
He starts preparing drinks for her.
He starts cussing her out.
A 3-eyed Shirley Temple is a regular one, but with 3 cherries in it.
And also 3 eyes in it.
I'll take the 3-eyed Shirley Temple, but I shan't be paying for it today.
Do you intend to open a tab, or do you intend to have your ass beat, hon?
He just fucking starts laughing like an idiot.
Shit, that's funny as hell. No. I intend to place a little wager.
You want to make... Okay, you can make a bet with me once. Name your stakes. Let's get this over with so I can go back to collecting tips.
I want a free drink.
I want a free drink. You better give me your
And
free drink,
I pull out my artifact, my set of 5d6.
Fucking god.
He's just gonna keep using his fucking skill to get free shit.
And I say, you can name the game.
All right. You want to play a little dice game with old Laura? We'll play live.
I do, but dice is a suggestion. We can
that
really
sounds
do
kinda
whatever you
hot,
want.
Actually.
We get a lot of boats coming in and out of Elsie, and I've seen enough space pirates to know how liar's dice is done. It's your roll against mine, and may the truth will out, or if the case may be, the lie. You go ahead and here, I'll fix this up with 2 cups. She sets 2 cups down on the counter. You go ahead and split that stack of dice between these two, and we will have a roll of it. What you say?
Sure.
Seth and Max try to flirt with an insect lady for 2 hours.
Yeah, we're just waiting for fucking drinks.
I fucking separate them, I guess. I don't remember how liar's dice works.
We're literally just gonna do roll against roll. And
I win.
No. It's gonna be your luck, yes, but we'll see how it pans out. Go ahead and tell me how much skill you'd like to spend on being very lucky.
2.
Oh damn, big spender.
Alright, so you rack up your dice underneath your cup. Laura does the same for hers. And you spend 2 luck, or rather 2 skill to engage your luck and act it on these dice. And you can tell that Laura has not been in this situation often, because mostly people just come into the bar and buy beverages.
Like normal people?
But she's willing to play your game. She narrows her big mantis-like eyes, and she says, all right, here goes nothing. And she shakes them. And against your 2 skill, she spends 1 action for each dice, shaking them.
Holy shit.
So 3 beats 2. What do you say, Mr. Lucky?
What do I say?
Well,
You lost.
she looks down at her cup with her 3 action expenditure, and she says, "Oh, well, would you look at that? I got 12, 15 in my 3 dice. And what do you have, Mr. Mixer?"
12.
Oh, you have 12. Well, if you have 12, I guess that means you pay for your own beverages here in Elsie, now don't you?
All right, that's fair.
She looks very smug, but then she reaches across with 2 of her arms and pats you on the shoulder, and she seems very friendly for a moment. Then she narrows her eyes and gets really close to your face, and she says, "Don't you ever fuck with Laura Peel."
Jesus Christ.
Seth starts laughing.
By the way.
And then she pulls you in through your Shirley Temple. No hesitation. She's back to being friendly right after.
I like your
I
style,
laugh at it as
Laura.
well.
And then Seth pays for the drinks.
All right,
That's an
excellent.
embarrassment to his family.
This is exactly why Seth gets kicked out of so many solar systems.
He's just a fucking dick. He just wants
He
to
just
get
starts
away with
walking
it.
up to people and is just like, how about we do a little gamble?
Hey, how about we play a little gambling game? I'll gamble your toes off.
I'll make you a bet. If you can get money out of your wallet, I bet I'll make you a drink.
Oh, damn.
Sounds good
good.
to me.
It's a good deal.
All right, does anything else need to happen in the bar, or do we want to visit our friend Lee for our kind of sign-off here?
I'm good.
Cat friend?
Oh, I just pay for a drink like a normal cat person.
Normal fucking being.
I just pay for another margarita because I'm like, wow, that was really delicious the last time I had one.
There's like a grateful look on Laura's face, like she was afraid that if she served you like a bowl of milk or something, even if you asked for it, that she'd be racist. So
I actually
she's
considered
very
having
glad.
Otto ask for a bowl of milk. I mean, Otto doesn't necessarily not like milk. He just thought the margaritas were really good.
Excellent, excellent. So now we are. I forget. Was it our Seth? You're gonna go talk to Lee, right?
Yeah, because I promised, and I'm a man of my word.
Good, good, good. So, you know the way to Lee. He's still hanging out there, and by the light post, he is. Evening is starting to fall. There's a simulated sky in Elsie Sagittarius, and the sun has drifted decisively westward. The light post over his head is turned on, and he is he's done hollering for a while. He's just sort of taken off his sandwich board, and he's actually eating his lunch on top of it. It looks like he has like a big foil wrapped Chipotle burrito.
I run up to him and I yell, "Hello, old friend! As promised, I have returned."
I hate that so much.
He says, "Oh shit, you are so loud. All right, hi, welcome back. Good to see you. Nearly made me spit out my chorizo here. What can I do you for there, bud? Glad you came back like you said you would."
Well, I'm not entirely sure what you could do for me, but I promised that I would come back to speak with you again, and I have finished my business, so here I am.
Well, and he takes a bite, and he makes you wait as he works his way through the bite before he finishes the entire rest of his sentence. I'll tell you anything that I know about the real truth of the universe. That won't be a problem at all for me. I just I need a heading. I need an X to solve for if I'm gonna unlock some deep truths for you.
What exactly do you gain sitting out here talking about the deep truths of the universe?
Oh, fresh air, enlightenment. It's good. It's good for the skin. Being under the sun all the time. It's been all right for me. Besides, I don't much have use for my home. I solved an equation that turned it into a smaller home, and now a dog lives there.
Doesn't make any sense.
Shit.
This is painful.
Well, that seems kind of sad, to be honest.
I'm just working out how to make it bigger again. I'm sure give it a week or two, I'll be bouncing right back, paying light bills again. But for now, that's the dog's problem.
Why don't I just give you some money?
Oh, I don't need money. I already know how to solve for money. It's just always the same bill, so they know I'm counterfeiting.
You can get different bills, my friend.
How many different bills do you have? Because I solved for this sandwich, and I don't know how to solve for a Coke.
What exactly do you mean solved for the sandwich? Where did it come from? Did it just materialize in your hand?
Well, it resolved, didn't it? You say X is equal to sandwich, therefore I need to solve for X to achieve this sandwich.
Okay, I understand, I guess, the base principle, but what physically happened with the sandwich?
Well, it showed up, didn't it?
I guess. But, what happened when it showed up?
Well, I ate it.
Oh my god.
Let me put it in other terms for you.
This is why I didn't see that guy as a threat, because he's a fucking doofus.
Fucking idiot.
If you need something, and you're willing to do the math to resolve that something to be in your life, you will have it. But if you're asking me, where does it come from? The truth is, it comes from me wanting it. Because I wouldn't have done the math to get it if I didn't want it. And we act on the universe through math.
When you say did the math to get it, do you mean you went down to the Chipotle and bought it?
There ain't no Chipotle around here. They ain't made it out to Elsie. They're not even halfway through Sagittarius. I read
This
the
is a
news.
decent station, sir. We don't have no fucking Chipotle here.
It took us 15 years to get a McDonald's, and they ain't even got onion rings.
God. Dude.
How horrifying.
I'm gonna be honest with you, friend. I do not understand you in the slightest.
All right. I can only do this once per day, but ain't nobody else been asking, so I'm going to show you how to do it once per day. Now, I need you to picture in your mind this sandwich. Go ahead.
The one you're specifically holding?
Or one that you desire. Personally, I don't think there's a better sandwich than this. I like the spices, but if you're of a milder persuasion, help yourself to a ham and cheese.
No, I will trust you, my friend. I will picture your sandwich.
All right. You got it clear in your head?
I believe so.
I need you to separate what the sandwich is from what goes into making it. Not the process of assembling the sandwich, my young friend, but the infrastructure of the sandwich.
What the fuck is going on? Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Let's not joke like that in HAMS. It's a pure game. It's good for us.
I think I understand what you're trying to tell me, Lee.
Well, all right now. Trust in Lee.
I don't understand shit.
And I need you to completely remove the sandwich from your thoughts now. There is no sandwich that you're imagining. Only the mathematical infrastructure of a sandwich remains. Do you have that for me?
Yes?
He's drooling.
I need you to spend 3 hams. Every single points value drops by 3.
Oh,
What? I only have 2 action.
Then you have -1 action.
Then I'll take -1 action.
A delicious sandwich wrapped in aluminum foil appears in front of you in midair. You have to catch it, but it is there. It did not materialize with any sort of particle effect or with any kind of unique change in the environment. There was no magical warping. There simply wasn't a delicious sandwich, and now there was.
oh.
Holy shit!
Do you catch it?
Yes?
Just like that. You're a natural.
Oh no.
You might want to cover your ears next time, though. As you were doing the math, I noticed them twisting. You might go ahead and shudder yourself if you do that too hard. So you be careful now, but you enjoy your sandwich.
Oh. Shudder? Thanks.
Anytime. Just maybe not every time. Like I said, we're playing with dangerous forces here, but you be careful, and you can have all the sandwiches you want. The math will provide.
He just conjured up a fucking sandwich with math.
Seth's opinion about Lee went from this guy's weird to wow, this guy's amazing.
This guy's Jesus.
Thank you so much for your help, Lee. I'm so glad I
That
spoke
better
to
not
you.
get out in front of me. At least I did a job.
You run along now, and you keep that secret, because if you don't, well, it won't be my responsibility to do something about it, but someone will. You understand me?
I'm a man of my word, Lee. I will not speak of this to anybody.
Thank you.
It's not even that expensive. 3 hams?
All right, so that's game. That's our whole session. You made it through your first ham session, everybody.
Woo!
Yay! And I learned how to do math.
Yeah, we all had our moments. Max, you died. Max.
My work here is done, but you didn't do anything.
yeah, exactly. Otto got to like ram the big junk elemental with a fucking truck. What's his face? Seth got to fucking become Sandwich Jesus.
Sandwich
And Max-
Jesus. I just
and-
got a
and-
fucking big pile of junk drunk.
And Max
died.
just got jizzed on by a big junk elemental.
Also, we got a nemesis. We gotta look for Mr. Cuck.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Cuck is the big bad evil of the campaign now.
Next session, Otto just completely puts off trying to, find the leader of New Equation. He puts that off completely to go beat the shit out of this goddamn caterpillar.
Beat the shit out of Mr. Cuck.
So before I turn off the recording, I'd be thrilled to know, what do y'all think of Hands in Motion? Like, is it working out?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it works.
I had a shitload of fun.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so glad. I love to see my game work. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the recording, and I will be supplying everyone with a copy of it and sharing it with my other beta group because they're eager to hear how y'all did. I hope you don't mind.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
sick.
Yeah, sure.